So it looked like Caitlin Clark has completely took over this year's Super Bowl, bro.
Nike is finally catching on to the Caitlin Clark phenomenon, but are they too late? After dragging their feet, they're now going all in with a huge Super Bowl ad, hoping her rising star can boost their brand. But this isn't just about selling shoes. It's a major push to reconnect with basketball fans. The real question is, why did it take them so long to recognize what everyone else already saw?
This is very interesting because none other than Caitlin Clark is currently at the Super Bowl, and we got to talk about this right here. That is Caitlin Clark getting a Super Bowl commercial.
Nike used to be the top brand everyone wanted, but those days are fading fast. Their image isn't just slipping, it's in a full-blown freefall. You won't believe how far they've fallen.
I mean, Hoka make better shoes than Nike for what they are. On's that cloud technology, dear Lord, you're not beating that. But obviously, stock's gone back down, which is not great. And On stock rose 91% because again, they just make better products. Simple as that.
Nike isn't just losing ground in shoes. The whole brand is losing its spark. Remember when rocking the swoosh made you feel like a champion? Now, people are second-guessing it. The quality isn't matching the hype, and customers are starting to take notice.
I do think at the end of the day, as much as people want to go about marketing is important, but if you don't make the best product, then, I mean, people are going to leave. There's only so much marketing you can do. Like, even if you make the best product, a lot of the time, you're going to be okay.
And if that wasn't bad enough, Nike's stock is plummeting, and investors are bailing fast. The reason? They're struggling to keep up with rising competitors who are taking over the market. It's like watching a once great player lose their edge. Tough to watch, but impossible to ignore.
You see here, they're making a high-stakes bet in the commercial to breathe new life into a struggling brand. After losing market share to Hoka and others, the company has turned to the meteoric rise of women's sports, particularly women's basketball, to spark a comeback. I don't know why they didn't do everything they could to get Caitlin Clark literally in the door.
From product flaws to marketing blunders, Nike has been slipping at every turn. Stuck in their old ways, they failed to see the game-changing moves happening right in front of them. While other brands jumped on the women's sports wave, Nike just sat back and watched.
And they're trying to basically bet that a Super Bowl ad is going to reclaim its dominance. They're paying for 90 seconds.
Now, Nike is scrambling for a comeback, and their big move. Turning to women's sports, specifically rising star Caitlin Clark. But here's the crazy part. They should have done this a long time ago. Clark has been dominating the game, yet Nike is only now realizing her impact.
Caitlin Clark is set to get a Super Bowl commercial. 90 seconds, by the way. A 90-second Super Bowl commercial.
Can one player really turn a whole brand around? It's a risky bet, but Nike is all in. They're banking on Caitlin Clark's star power with a huge Super Bowl ad, hoping her success on the court will revive their image. But let's be real, this isn't just about basketball. This is Nike's last-ditch effort to stay relevant in a world where they're no longer the top dog.
This is a really, really interesting one. Because obviously they're trying to bet big, and obviously it's not just Caitlin Clark.
Nike had a gold mine in Caitlin Clark, but didn't bother cashing in. Can you believe it? They had a basketball superstar right in front of them this whole time, and they're only now waking up to her impact.
What's great about all of this is that Nike's finally utilizing Caitlin Clark and doing everything they need to do to send everything through Caitlin Clark to where they can get some type of recognition for their brand, because we know Nike sales has been down and it's looking like they're coming to their senses and realizing, damn, we need to put our all in Caitlin. Caitlin is the way out.
Let's talk about why Caitlin Clark is more than just a basketball star. She's a marketing powerhouse. She's not only breaking records on the court, but also driving massive viewership. Women's basketball has never seen this level of attention, and Clark is the reason why.
Now, Caitlin Clark has not turned down any Nike situations from our understanding. It looked like she clearly appeared to be in the Super Bowl commercial, which is scheduled to come out today during the Super Bowl.
Here's where it gets wild. Nike has ignored women's sports for years, and now they're scrambling to catch up. Makes you wonder, why did they wait so long? It's like they slept through one of the biggest moments in sports history and are only now waking up.
I just think this is just so great for her and her brand. This is just so legendary for Caitlin Clark to be kind of, taking over, getting her just dues. And it's just crazy in itself, dog. I'm excited for this upcoming commercial. I think it's going to be lit.
Can one college basketball star really save a giant like Nike? Well, here's the thing. Without Caitlin Clark, none of this would be happening. And that's not just hype. Industry experts say the same. Clark isn't just another player. She's a game changer in ways Nike never saw coming.
Ever since Caitlin pulled up in the women arena, there has been major development in, everything that is going on. And I'm here to tell you, this is major in itself, guys. Like with everything that is happening with women's sports as a whole, led by Caitlin Clark.
Women's basketball is on the rise. More players, more fans, and brands are finally paying attention. But Nike, they're the ones showing up late to the party, trying to catch up while everyone else is already ahead. Now, they're scrambling to make up for lost time.
For Caitlin Clark, who's obviously at the game, she's going to have the most superb of all the Ls. Because not only is she at the game, there was a huge Nike commercial being centered around Caitlin Clark and others.
Here's the crazy part. Nike had Caitlin Clark right in front of them this whole time. So why are they only going all in now? It's like they were sitting on a gold mine and just now decided to start digging. The big question is, did they wait too long to turn things around?
Like, you are obviously, everything sports brand is dropping, but if you're the brand that ends up catching the women's sports market, because again, there's more women than men in the world, there's an ever increasing amount of women participating in sports, it becomes a incredibly lucrative market, a super lucrative market.
Now, Nike is going all in on Caitlin Clark, realizing she might be their best shot at staying relevant. They're no longer the trendsetters, and they know it. So, they're betting big, hoping her dominance on the court can work some magic for their brand.
I went to buying Nike, was at a mall today, in New Jersey, and it was like, one side was an Adidas shop, the other side was a Nike shop. Aaliyah Boston was in the front of Adidas, AJ Wilson's in the front of Nike. Like, I don't think people realize that these brands are really trying to push women's sports, because that's how you're going to win.
Let's be real, this isn't just about basketball anymore. This is Nike's desperate move to prove they still have their finger on the pulse of the sports world. They want to show they can spot talent and ride the next big wave, but after ignoring Caitlin Clark for so long, can they actually make it work?
I reckon you could have got Caitlin Clark a year ago. No, you couldn't have got Caitlin Clark, I don't think, before the WNBA season. They should have been designing that logo a year ago. They should have had 100 prototypes ready for Caitlin and being like, we've made about 100 of these for you. The reason is we want your signature shoe out this year. We want it out this year. We've got a bunch of prototypes and we want it out this year. And if nothing else, we want it before the start of next WNBA season, which I think they really should have done, because like there's only so much you can get from having Caitlin Clark in a commercial. Like, I don't know if that's going to make people buy more Nike stuff.
Get ready. Nike is about to make Super Bowl history. Usually, these ads are all about beer, cars, and a couple of big-name celebrities. But this time, Nike is flipping the script so hard it might give you whiplash.
Caitlin Clark is down in New Orleans, man, doing big girl things at this year's Super Bowl. She's connected with Gatorade. We've been seeing ample footage come out the last 48 hours of Caitlin Clark.
But here's the real twist. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark. Nike is stacking the lineup with some of the biggest names in women's sports. We're talking Sabrina Ionescu, Aja Wilson, Sha'Carri Richardson, and Jordan Chales. It's like they've assembled the Avengers of women's athletics, and their mission, saving Nike's brand.
It is being reported that Caitlin Clark will appear in a 90-second Super Bowl commercial alongside other women athletes, and Nike just dropped a new t-shirt.
Now, you have to ask, what's Nike's real game plan? Are they suddenly the biggest supporters of women's sports, or just trying to save face after years of neglect? Let's not forget, this is the same company that overlooked women's athletics for ages. And now, they're dropping $18 million on a single ad. That's more than some WNBA team's entire payrolls.
This right here, Nike is betting a big Super Bowl ad with Caitlin Clark and rapper Dasha can help reclaim its dominance. More than a half dozen elite female athlete stars in the apparel company new commercial as it capitalized on surge in women's sports.
Let's think about this. When was the last time you saw a Super Bowl ad completely dedicated to women's sports? I'll wait. Exactly. It barely ever happens. The closest thing was back in 2004 when Lisa Leslie and Susie Favor Hamilton shared the screen with men. But this is different. This is Nike saying, we're not just testing the waters, we're diving in headfirst.
To be fair, I think as far as I'm aware, what's it, like 6 million for 30 seconds? So they're paying like 18 million for it. Will it 18 million worth of sales? Maybe. Maybe, honestly, maybe. So, yeah, it's an interesting one to see what happens here.
You might be wondering, can one ad really change everything? That's the million-dollar question. But this isn't just about selling shoes anymore. It's about rewriting Nike's story. They're betting that by putting women's sports front and center, they can turn their brand around faster than Caitlin Clark can drain a three-pointer.
Just announcing moments ago of what? A brand new Nike t-shirt that features a lot of people.